Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The start of free agency was terrible for the Los Angeles Lakers, because in addition to losing the great player Dorian Finney-Smith to the Houston Rockets, the Lakers saw two rivals sign three good centers, which were of interest to the Lakers. Fans are complaining that manager Rob Pelinka is taking too long to sign free agents and will soon run out of good players available and will have to gamble on trades with other teams if he wants to improve the team, which has become weaker with the departure of Dorian Finney-Smith. The Los Angeles Lakers' free agency period began with devastating news for their championship aspirations. Within hours of the market opening, the franchise watched helplessly as three center targets signed elsewhere. NBA community immediately took to social media with harsh criticism, declaring the Lakers in shambles after their failed pursuit of frontcourt help. Clint Capella chooses Houston reunion over Lakers desperation. The dominoes began falling when Clint Capella spurned the Lakers to return to Houston on a 3-year, $21.5 million deal with the Rockets. Capella's decision stunned Lakers management, who viewed him as one of their targets to solve chronic center issues. The veteran big man chose stability in Houston despite the Lakers' reported willingness to offer a similar contract. Houston now boasts one of the league's most intriguing frontcourts with Capella joining Alperen Sengun and Steven Adams. This depth allows the Rockets to deploy multiple playing styles while the Lakers remain stuck with their problematic center rotation. Brook Lopez delivers crushing blow by joining crosstown rivals. The Lakers' nightmare continued when Brook Lopez agreed to a 2-year, $18 million deal with the Los Angeles Clippers. The former Milwaukee champion chose the crosstown rivals over reuniting with his original franchise. Lopez's decision represents more than just losing a target, it strengthens a direct competitor while highlighting the Lakers' diminished appeal. The veteran center will provide quality backup minutes behind Ivica Zubac, who enjoyed a breakout season last year. Kevin Looney completes Lakers' center target nightmare. The final blow came when Kevin Looney signed a 2-year, $16 million deal with the New Orleans Pelicans. The former Warriors champion became the third center to not land in Los Angeles within the opening day of free agency, even though some reports said he could be a great fit for the Lakers. Looney's decision leaves the Lakers scrambling for alternatives in an increasingly barren center market. DeAndre Ayton emerges as Lakers' last hope. With their primary targets gone, the Lakers must pivot to DeAndre Ayton as their remaining viable option. The former Phoenix center represents their final chance to address glaring frontcourt weaknesses before training camp. Social media reactions have been brutal, with fans declaring the Lakers desperate and in shambles after this disastrous free agency start. The Lakers center crisis threatens their championship window, leaving fans questioning management's ability to construct a competitive roster around their superstars, Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Lakers lose Dorian Finney-Smith to Rockets amid LeBron James roster uncertainty. The LA Lakers are all of a sudden facing a sense of urgency as a franchise. LeBron James indicated to the team that he's closely monitoring the roster and its ability to win a championship. To make matters worse, they just lost Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets in one of the first moves of free agency, leading to questions of LeBron's uncertainty with the team to grow even louder, citing their desire to compete. It was reported yesterday that LeBron opted into his $52.6 million player option with the Lakers. However, while doing so, he also made it well aware to the team that he is worried about the moves they might or might not make. It's led analysts to wonder if he will force a trade if the Lakers don't make a big splash addition. Well, LeBron's worries might be coming true because the Rockets decided to get aggressive and sign Finney-Smith to a 4-year, $53 million deal. It's a great addition for a team that has been thrust into title contention after trading for Kevin Durant. But for the Lakers, it's a tough loss. DFS was a crucial role player after being traded for mid-season from the Brooklyn Nets. He was a great 3-and-D player who helped the Lakers turn things around in the second half. Even though his stats don't jump off the page, the advanced metrics say he's one of the best at his role in the NBA. If there's any good news for LA and LeBron, it's that Finney Smith wasn't a starter. He started in less than half of his games for the team. He also seemingly faded in the playoffs when it mattered most. Which is strange for an experienced veteran. The only other free agents for the Lakers are now Jackson Hayes, Christian Koloko, and Alex Len. All middle to below average centers. But rumors suggest that rather than retain most, if any of those guys, LA is making a run at DeAndre Ayton. The former first overall pick was bought out by the Portland Trail Blazers in a surprise move yesterday evening. Center feels like the position the Lakers need to hone in on. It also seems like the position that LeBron is tracking the most. The lack of one was noticeable for them in the regular season and playoffs. They actually had a trade in place for Hornets big man Mark Williams, but the deal was called off due to a failed physical. If the Lakers can't land an above-average center like Ayton, we might be seeing LeBron try to force his way out sooner rather than later. We'll see what happens. But shifting gears and trading for Luka Doncic has given them a nice safety net if that nightmare scenario does occur. 3 centers the Lakers can target after missing out on Clint Capella, Brook Lopez. If you or a loved one are a fan of the Los Angeles Lakers, you may be entitled to financial compensation. It feels like the Los Angeles Lakers are doing their best impersonation of how not to approach free agency when trying to fill a glaring hole in the starting lineup. As NBA free agency got underway on Monday night, Lakers fans are left begging the front office to be proactive about the one position they desperately need, a starting caliber center. Initial reports suggested Rob Pelinka was pursuing Brook Lopez, but Lopez ultimately signed a 2-year, $18 million deal with the Los Angeles Clippers. No problem, perhaps Clint Capella could be the guy? Scratch that, too. He's off the board after signing a 3-year, $21.5 million deal with the Houston Rockets. With the free agent pool rapidly shrinking in both talent and availability, here are 3 remaining centers the Lakers could target, though none are likely to thrill fans. 3. Mo Wagner. A Wagner reunion may not be the worst option available. In fact, he might be the best of what's left. After 4.5 seasons with the Orlando Magic, Wagner is officially on the market and still unsigned. His 2024-25 season was cut short by a torn ACL in December, but in the 30 games he did play, he averaged 12.9 points and 4.9 rebounds on an efficient 56.2% from the field and 36% from 3, all career highs. When Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner went down, Mo stepped up in the team's pecking order. At 6'11", Wagner's scoring touch and shooting versatility are attractive, though rebounding and defense remain question marks. A reunion with the team that drafted him back in 2018-19 might be worth the gamble, although he's not quite the rim runner and defensive anchor this team wants to pair with Luka Doncic. 2. Al Horford. With the Boston Celtics entering what appears to be a hard rebuild, trading Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis and losing Luke Kornet in free agency, Al Horford's future is suddenly a bit more open-ended. Though the 38-year-old is expected to finish his career in Boston, there's a chance he could consider a new destination with better postseason upside. Horford averaged 9.0 points and 6.2 rebounds in 60 games, 42 starts, last season, and while his lateral quickness and defensive mobility declined in the playoffs, he still provides reliable rebounding, floor spacing, and veteran leadership. For the Lakers, it wouldn't be flashy, but it could be functional. 1. DeAndre Ayton. This is the one Lakers fans are trying to talk themselves out of, but it might be the most likely outcome. DeAndre Ayton officially became a free agent 24 hours ago after reaching a buyout with the Portland Trail Blazers. In 40 appearances last season, Ayton averaged 14.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 1.8 steals plus blocks, though he shot a career-low 56.6% from the field and remained inconsistent defensively. Still, in a market this thin, Ayton stands out as the most productive and available big man left. Whether Lakers fans like it or not, Ayton is increasingly likely to end up in Los Angeles, especially considering the lack of better alternatives and the team's shrinking cap flexibility. Lakers complete first free agent signing. The Los Angeles Lakers have completed their first free agent signing, agreeing to sign Jake LaRavia a 2-year contract worth $12 million, according to ESPN's Shams Charania. Lakers signed free agent Jake LaRavia. A first-round pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, LaRavia arguably just had the best season of his young career. Though he actually averaged his career high in scoring, 10.8 points per game, the season prior, he was far sharper at both ends in 2024-25. In 66 games, he averaged 6.9 points, 3.9 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 0.9 steals in 20.4 minutes per game. He also shot a career-high 42.3% from three. Ultimately, the 23-year-old's blend of youth, athleticism, versatility, and efficiency make him an intriguing addition to their second unit. In fact, with Dorian Finney-Smith now heading to the Houston Rockets, there's already a hole that he can fit in. Whether LaRavia can make an immediate impact, let alone whether he can stay in Los Angeles longer, will depend on if his performance last season was just a flash in the pan though. To that point, LaRavia played just 70 games his first 2 seasons. In that time, he shot 38.9% from the field and 33.9% from three. The tools have always been there. However, the jury is still out on how well he can use them. DeAndre Ayton's Luka Doncic message resurfaces after Lakers news. DeAndre Ayton has become one of the most talked about big men of this offseason after finalizing a buyout with the Portland Trail Blazers. The 26-year-old center, who averaged 14.4 points and 10.2 rebounds in 40 games last season, chose to move on as Portland continues to rebuild its frontcourt depth. With his contract off the books in Portland, Ayton is now expected to draw serious interest in the free agent market for teams in need of size. One of the strongest potential landing spots is the Los Angeles Lakers, who have emerged as a possible destination if they pursue an interior upgrade to complement Luka Doncic. The Lakers have been linked to multiple frontcourt moves this summer, and adding a proven center remains high on their list. Ayton's connection to Doncic has come back into the spotlight after an old interview clip resurfaced online. In the clip, Ayton was asked what makes defending Doncic such a challenge. "I mean, damn near everything," he said. "He knows where his guys are at on the floor, get to the rim anytime, everybody knows his step-back three. He's a playmaker, man, and a scorer. So we have our hands full." This clip has resurfaced amid news from The Athletic's Dan Woik and others that Ayton is indeed a target for Los Angeles. Ayton and Doncic share a draft history too. Both were lottery picks in the 2018 NBA Draft, with Ayton selected first overall by the Phoenix Suns and Doncic going third to the Dallas Mavericks, via Atlanta. They've also faced each other in multiple playoff matchups in recent years. For the Lakers, a potential deal to land Ayton could fill a major need for rim protection and rebounding, while giving Doncic a reliable pick-and-roll partner inside. What Cavs would have to give up to bring LeBron James back? The Dallas Mavericks shocked the world back in February when they dealt franchise centerpiece Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers before the trade deadline. The historic swap sent Anthony Davis to Dallas along with a first-round pick in a move that clearly signaled a move toward the future. Lakers star LeBron James had a player option on his contract this offseason which he picked up, but as Los Angeles focuses on the future, he appears to be evaluating where he fits in. There has been speculation that the King could be traded for the first time this offseason to a location that he deems more championship-ready than the Lakers currently are. There has been no concrete information to suggest that James will request a trade, but if he does, there are people who believe the Cleveland Cavaliers will be major players. The four-time NBA champion spent his first 7 seasons with the team before departing for the Miami Heat, though he would eventually return for another 4 seasons in which he delivered Cleveland its first championship. Because he was born nearby in Akron and spent 11 of his first 15 seasons with the team, they will naturally always be linked. It would be difficult because of each team's financial situation, so Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus laid out an elaborate 4-team trade that satisfies all salary cap regulations. The trade is an albatross with the main components being James going home to Cleveland, the Cavs sending out Jarrett Allen and DeAndre Hunter to the Lakers and Darius Garland to the Utah Jazz, who in turn send Walker Kessler to Cleveland along with 2 first-round picks. There are a few other ancillary pieces in the trade to match salaries, like Dorian Finney-Smith going to the Houston Rockets. This would be one of the most unprecedented deals in NBA history if it were to happen, but the odds are very slim. Utah has been shopping Kessler for about a year now, but they've been seeking multiple first-rounders, so it's unlikely they'd ship him off with picks attached. Also, Cleveland has very wisely leaned into the youth they have on their roster, so it's hard to picture a scenario where they move 2 of their young stars for 1 or 2 more seasons of LeBron. If the Cavs want a storybook ending where the 21-time All-Star finishes his career there, they might need to find an alternate route.